Live, Churchill, Tennessee, a former star cheerleader marries to start a family, but then in the height of NASCAR racing season, she plows her Toyota Celica through the front doors of the Providence church, calls her husband. As soon as he arrives, she stabs him in the chest right there on the church altar, claiming he spends too much time watching NASCAR.
Former cheerleader smashes her car into a locked church.
God told me he wanted me in there, so I drove my car through the front doors. Damon's husband told police he found her laying here in front of the altar, and when he went to check on her,
She stabbed him in the chest with a large kitchen knife.
she began having thoughts that the devil put in her head. She felt her husband was worshiping the NASCAR race at Bristol, which made her mad.
Joining me right now, Ann Elgin, reporter with the Bluefield Daily Telegraph. Ann, thanks for being with us. Is it true that not only was she angry at her husband for fixating on NASCAR, according to her, but she was also high on weed?
Well, according to police reports, they are not saying that she was on any drugs at the time, but she did tell police that she did love to smoke weed. She smoked a bunch of weed, and sometimes when she did, she would start seeing things.
Justin Fryman, what do we know about the weed? It wasn't all NASCAR's fault.
That's right, Nancy. She told police that she likes to smoke weed a lot, so much so that God told her not to smoke weed so much, maybe just a little bit when she needs to relax.
Needs to relax. Okay, joining me right now, Officer Dustin Dean with the Churchill PD. He questioned Stephanie Hammond. You know, Officer Dean, I've never seen anything like it. She plows her car through the church, lures her husband over there, stabs him in the chest, then claims it's because he is fixated and obsessed with NASCAR.
Yes, ma'am. This is the first type of incident like that we've ever worked.
What did she say when you arrived, officer?
When we arrived, we first contacted her at one of the local hospitals. Very cooperative, very polite. Just seemed to be, with better lack of words, just to be talking crazy. Wasn't making a lot of sense with any sentence she made.
Joining me right now, in addition to Officer Dean, is Brad Lamb, addiction specialist and founder of Breathe Life Healing Centers. Also with me, Norm Kent, the president for the legalization of marijuana. Okay, Norm Kent, you've been telling me ad nauseum how it's okay for pot to be legal, but how come every time you and I talk, it's because somebody's stoned out of their gourd and they commit an unlawful act?
Because every time we talk, Nancy, you pull the most extreme, exotic, irrational example to stereotypically categorize
okay, so it's my fault.
The good-natured
Okay.
American pot smokers.
Okay, Brad Lamb,
and it's
somehow
sad that you
now,
do that.
according to Norm Kent, it's my fault because I open the newspaper or flick on my laptop and that's what I see. That's my fault, right, Brad? You know, help me out here.
Norm wants to just talk about the side effects that everybody laughs about, that you get the munchies, they eat too much when you're stoned. But for a percentage of people who get pot into their body, into their brain, they will have increased anxiety, paranoia, delusions, hallucinations even, and be at a higher risk for schizophrenia. So it's not a laughing matter. And the idea that it's just a munchie issue and we can laugh about it is really beside the point, Norm.